Welcome to Bandit's Keep Actual Play. I'm Daniel. We're continuing our solo OD&D campaign with the Mapper. So our second mapper, Vony, is going back out in the field, and let's see if they can come back with massive amounts of wealth or, well, at least their life. Okay, so we are back with our mapper. This is our new mapper, Vony. I decided to name the mappers. The other mapper, Sidad, is level 3. Vony is actually leveled up to level 2. Now, the only issue is that when they go out in the field, it costs $500, or 500 gold pieces, I should say, per die that they have. So she theoretically could go out with 2 dice, but she doesn't have enough gold, really, to do that. She has 863 gold pieces. And what I've determined is that once somebody goes out in the field, they're going to probably take about a month off. And the way that it works in OD&D is you do 1% of your experience points as your monthly expenses. So she's going to be minus... let's say 27 gold pieces for that. And she's only got 863 gold pieces, so when she's minus 500 to go out in the field, so basically this is going to be another short one. Hopefully she survives it. Usually once they have 2 dice, they're pretty safe as long as I don't go too crazy, but with only 1 die, it's very risky. If this is your first time, I'm going to kind of run through it again. The process here, basically I've got all these little tabs which are going to be maps or potential areas of loot the mapper is going to map to. There's 7 of them, and I have 7 dice. So I'm going to roll all 7 dice to determine where these things are going to be on the map. Okay. So we have quadrants broken down, 1 being over here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can see, wow, 1 is a very rich area. 4 of these are going to be in 1. 1 is going to be in 5. 2 are going to be in 4. This could actually be very, very bad for our mapper. If they end up running out of money because they don't get a map or something, they can always go into debt, which is how they kind of start, but she's not going to do that, I don't think. If it looks like she can't reach any of these maps, though, she may have to sacrifice. So I put them in the general sections that they're going to be in. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, you can't see me, of course, but I'm going to just close my eyes and I just kind of push them around randomly. All right, let's see. There's a lot in here. Okay. All right, so, and now that's basically where, there's rumors. We can think of this as rumors, right? There's rumors that there are treasure hoards. And what the mapper's job is to figure out if there actually is and map them. Now we're using, of course, outdoor survival. There's a few rules here because I'm using it with original Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, you can see my little die down here. This is my little duck die that I got from ONLYCRITS. On every 7th day, they must rest. If the mapper does not get to safety, one of these little kind of houses, before 7 days, they basically go mad. and that's effectively how they can die. Now, there's lots of factors that can cause problems, and we'll go over that as we go. But just to give you a basic rundown, we'll be tracking their water and food level and their speed. They're going to start with 6, which is good. And we're going to just kind of start. Again, I'll run through it as we go. But before we do anything, we need to see where on the map the mapper is going to come in. I'm going to use, it's hard to see, but up there in the corner, there is a little guide. I'm going to roll this d6. 4. Okay, so they're coming in at 4, which is the bottom. Okay, so they're coming in down here. All right, so they're pretty close to. That's interesting. All right. So we can see, I think you can see that. Yeah. So if you look up here, 4 is straight down. I usually put them in a clear spot in the center. So pretty much right where this house is where they're going to start. This might not be nearly as bad as I was thinking. Haha. But again, they don't, when they leave the map, they have to leave from this section. So that's important. They could leave from here, they could leave even from over there, which is very likely. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get in here, get as many, probably 1, but get as many maps as we can and get off the board without running out of time or food or water. All right, I've kind of got my books in place, and like I said, we'll go through them as we go. I don't think I'm going to head in this direction. If I do, I'll move stuff. My plan is going to be to go to that one first. But before we do anything, we need to start the day. So this is day 1, and what I'm going to determine is, so we came back into town on January 21st, so they're going to go out on February 21st. The reason why this is important is because when the mappers return is when they become available for the adventuring parties. So that other map was available on January 21st. If parties get there, this one, won't be available till they return. So we're using the search scenario. We're basically using the search scenario. We're going to use this part of it anyways. We're going to roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, I have to move my full movement in one direction. 3, 4, 5, I have to move my full movement, but I can turn once. And a 6, I can move as much or as little as I want up to my movement, and I can turn as many times as I want. Now, I know that mountains are a bad deal. No one can go near mountains. So I think what I'm going to do is try to go this way and up. I think that's my best bet. And then probably I'm going to have to go to this house if I plan on staying out in the field. Or I'll have to just roll right back. So let's just see if we can make it. I'm not sure. You never are. By the way, if I don't get any maps, I can still leave the board and not die, which, becomes a thing. So I'm in the plains. I'm going to roll a d6 to see what happens. Okay, I rolled a 6. I can move as much or as little as I want, and I can turn as many times as I want. That's not super useful to me right now, but it's better than nothing. So each forest hex takes 2 movements. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna 5, 6. So I'm just gonna do the. Now I was contemplating going through this water because, as you'll see, since we didn't go through food or water, the food goes down 1, but there is a chance that we find water no matter what. I'm gonna roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, I find water. Okay, I do not, so my water also goes down. That can screw up my movement. The next thing I'm going to do is turn this die to a 5. And I'm going to hash mark off 1 day. Now the final step here is to see if I have an encounter. So I discussed the last time I did the mapper that normally I was rolling it when I started, but the encounter happens at the end of the day, so I'm going to roll it where I end. So I'm in the forest, in the what they call woods. On a 5 or a 6, I have an encounter. 2, I do not. Okay, so now the day ends. Whew. Very good. Day 2. 2. Okay, I have to move my full movement in a straight line. Oosh. This is less than ideal for me because I was thinking about getting this water, but I can't because this would put me off the map and I'm not allowed to do that. So if I have to move in a straight line, I also don't want to go way over here. Well, actually, I could end on that water maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, I don't have enough movement to go into that water hex. So I think since I'm not going to get water anyways, I just want to keep going the way that I want to go. So I'm going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I still have my full movement. I did not get food. Let's see if I found water. Hopefully I did. Otherwise I'm going to start slowing down. I did not. Oosh. Okay. So because I did not find water, I dropped down 1 life level. Now my movement is only 5. Which is really a bummer. I think I'm going to head towards this water, which I don't really have a lot of time to do that. Okay. I'm going to change this to 4. See, it's the times where you think it's going to be easy that you end up with problems. I'm going to roll this die. On a 4, I do not have an encounter. The day is over. Okay, starting the next day, this is where I really need a 6 because I want to be able to get. Now, by the way, when you get on a path, even if you have to go in a straight line, you can take the path. Because I'm entering the path from a forest hex, it'll still cost me 2, even though paths normally only cost 1. But let's just roll and see what happens. 5. 5 means I can turn once, which is useful, but I don't know if I'll need to, but I have to move my full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really have a choice. 5. Okay. I passed through both food and water, so neither one will go down. That's good. I'm wondering if I should have just went straight. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually couldn't have done it. If I still had my full movement, I could have got the map. I think I'm actually going to head for this house because I might be in trouble. All right, so I'm going to change this to 3. And we might see the first mapper die. I'm going to roll a d6 to see if I have an encounter. I'm on the path, which means an encounter is a 5 or a 6. 6. I have an encounter. Okay, so now we're going to look to see what the encounter is. For that, I'm going to roll. I'm in the woods. I mean, I'm on a path, but I'm still counted as the woods. Roll a d8. I got a 5. 5 is lycanthropes. There's 4 kinds of lycanthropes, so we're going to see what kind they are. 3. 3 are were-tigers. Now, I know from experience that they're not twice as fast as me, which would matter. So right now, we need to determine 2 things. Is it their lair? So I'm going to bust out Monster and Treasure here. So for lycanthropes, there's a 15% chance that it's their lair, and there are from 2 to 20 of them. So I'm going to roll first a percentile. 17. It's not their lair. Very close, though. And then how many are there? Okay, there's only 6 of them. So 6 is not that many, which actually is bad for us. The more there are, the easier it is to avoid them. 6 out of 20 is about a third of them. Ooh, it's not 25%. So I don't think we're below 25%. No, because 25% of 20 would be 5. So we're basically looking at the thing here with 26 to 60%. There's a 70% chance of evading them because there's only one of me. But we're in the woods, so we get an extra 25%. So I have a 95% chance of evading them. Unless my dice just keep being bad to me, I think we'll be okay. 43. Okay, we evade them. So since it's not their lair and we evaded them, it's really nothing to mark down or whatever. It just is what it is. And another day has gone by. So I just have 3 days. I'm going to have to get here. That's really my only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Because I think even if I went this way to get this map, I couldn't get off the board fast enough. So if I don't make it here, I'm basically in trouble. 2. I have to move in a straight line my full movement. This is kind of problematic for me. I think I'm actually going to go through the woods because if we look at my movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that makes the most sense. I was hoping to get this food to not have to worry about the food, but if I did that, I was going to end up at the edge of the desert, which is just not good. So I moved out there. I did not pass through food. And let's see if I got water. I did. Okay, so my water doesn't go down. That's good. Now I'm going to turn this to number 2. And we're going to mark another day off. We're going to see if we have an encounter. In the clear, there's only an encounter on 06. 4, no encounter. Okay, so I basically have 2 days to get to that house. Now, you might say, well, it's real close to you, but I have to line up for it. Because remember, you have to move your full movement a lot of times. And I'm not really in a good space to do it. So let's just see if we can make this happen. All right, here we go. 5. Okay, 5 is good because I can turn once. 1, 2, 3. I can get in there 4, 5. That's no good for me. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So sometimes you have to work the system a little bit. If I go 1 and I turn, 2, 3, mountains cost 3, I can't move forward. So it forces me to stop here, which is perfect for me. When you stop on a food or water hex, you automatically replenish. If you're already past a line, it will actually kick up. So it's going to go like that. And this one's going to go all the ways to here. Now, we're not done yet, though. I'm going to turn this to 1 because this still could be bad. I'm very, very close to surviving here. But I need to roll to see if I have an encounter. If I have an encounter, it could drive me off the hex. So I'm going to roll here. Hopefully I do not get a 6. 4. No encounter. Okay, so since there's no encounter, this resets back to 6. And I'm good. Now, I have some decisions to make, though. If I just go for it, which I could do, I'm probably going to drop my movement down to 5 again really quickly. If I stay here another night, it will reset this water back up, which is probably where I want it to be, but I'm also taking a chance I might have a random monster attack. But I think I'm going to do it. So I'm going to roll. Also, this doesn't count down, obviously. So I'm going to roll. If I don't get a 6 here, then basically I'm in a good space. If I do get a 6, we'll see what happens. 6. Gotta love that. Okay, I got a 6. So I'm gonna roll a d8 to see what kind of monster it is. It's a 3. Okay, 3 in the plane is, it says giant, but that's giant type, which is this. So we're gonna roll on d12 to see what it is. 11. Ooh, this is, oh no. Hippogriffs. Okay, so it's hippogriffs. Now, remember I mentioned before about the speed? If something is twice as fast as you, there is a penalty in avoiding it. So we're going to look for hippogriffs, and we're going to see how fast they are. If they're at least, because my speed is 12. If they are, yes, when they're flying, a hippogriff is 36. They're more than twice as fast as us. There are 2 to 16 of them. So let's see how many hippogriffs are going to be here, and then we'll figure out the rest of it from there. 3 and 6, 9. Okay, so 9 is a little bit more than half of 16. It's not quite 60% though, I don't think. So we're basically in this section here, 25 to 60. There's a 70% chance, but because they are twice as fast as me, now I'm penalized by 25%, which means that I basically have a 45% chance of avoiding the hippogriffs. If I do not avoid them, I have to move off this square and I won't reset that water. 100, so I do not avoid them. Okay, so when that happens, ooh, this could be very, very bad. So when that happens, what happens is I have to roll up here and I have to move in a random direction for 1 square. 2. Oh my God, okay, 2 pushes me into this mountain. Okay, that happens, I use water, because I'm trying to find it, and food. This goes down to 5. And because the hippogriff is twice as fast as me, it's still chasing me. So I must now roll, the day went by. And I must roll again to avoid the hippogriff. 67. I do not avoid the hippogriff. So I have to roll again randomly. I'm moving 1, 6. Okay, 6 puts me in the forest. Again, the hippogriff will pursue automatically. I didn't switch this because, well, I can do it now, just so I'm staying pat, because it doesn't actually matter at this moment. Okay, it's going to follow me. This goes down to 4. This is what happens when you take a risk, right? But now I'm in the woods, and in the woods you get a 25% bonus, so we're back to 70% chance of avoiding it. So hopefully I'll be able to avoid the hippogriff. 4. Okay, yes. All right. Finally, I evade the hippogriff after all that. However, for each day you're being chased, you must rest half a day, which means that I have to rest a full day in the woods before I can do anything. So I'm going to roll in the woods to see if there's an encounter. In the woods, you have an encounter on a 5 or a 6. 1. Okay, there's no encounter. Another day goes by. This goes back down to 3. And I'm going to have to now figure out if I can get back into that house. Now, because of, I have to see if I can, because I'm resting, I can try to find water, but there is no food, so that goes down. No water either, okay. So I've actually lost 2 life levels, which puts me on C. C has a 5 movement, so my movement didn't reduce again, but, all right, so I have 5 movement. What I'm hoping to get here now in this next roll, as this next day starts, is anything except a 1 or a 2. Because if so, I think I can manipulate myself to power to be back where I'm at. 1. Oh my God. All right. So a 1 means I have to make my full movement in a single direction without turning. Well, I mean, at this point, this is going to go to 2. I'm not going to make it. I think I'm just going to go straight down and then just try to come back up. So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm ending in the woods, which is not ideal for me. This switches to 2. And let's see, did I find water? I did not. Oof, okay. 2 life levels, 1 life level, so I'm going down 3 more life levels. So now, actually, my movement has now been reduced to 3, which is actually perfect because with 3 movement, I'll land back on that house in my next move, assuming I don't get pushed by a, I'll move that already, right? Make a mark here. Now I'm going to see if there's an encounter. I'm in the woods. So there's an encounter on a 5 or a 6. 6, encounter. Okay, let's see what it is. Man, she was so happy to get second level. All right, here we go. D8. I got a 2. Oh God, a 2 is a flyer, and flyers are almost always faster, double the fast speed. So I'm going to roll on the flyer table, which is... Oh, you know, I realized that should have been hippogriffs. It should have been elves, but whatever, it is what it is. It should have been here, not there. But, okay. No retconning. That'd be a heck of a retcon. All right, where are we at? Anyways, I rolled 100, so I would have avoided them anyways. So, D12 for the flyer. 5. 5 are griffins. Well, you know, rocks one day, hippogriffs one day, griffins the next. Again, I feel like griffins are probably going to be twice as fast. Most of the flyers are. But I will look to confirm. Now, one thing I haven't been doing with this, and I could do, is to have my speed be reduced. So when you're 6, it's 12. Now that I'm 3, it's 6. But I'm not going to do that in this turn, but maybe I will in a future game. So again, 2 to 16 of them. There's a 10. I didn't check last time, but though there was no lair for the other ones. There's a 10% chance that they're in their lair. So I'll roll that first. They are twice as fast as us. So first of all, are they in their lair? No. And the reason why that matters is I can mark lairs on the map and get treasure for that. So they're not in their lair. They're twice as fast of us. Again, oh, I need to know how many there are. We need a high number here. 6. 7. Oh, yes. That's what we needed. Okay, so. With 6 and 7, that's more than 60%. So more than 60%, I have a 90% chance of evading. Minus 25% because they're twice as fast as me, but then plus 25% because I'm in the woods. So basically, I have a 90% chance. If I don't roll that 100 again, this time like I did last time. 21. Okay, I evade. Okay, good. So I haven't found any lairs or anything, but I have survived so far now. Almost no matter what I roll, I think I'm good, but I'm not going to say that until I do it. Next day, I roll a 4. 1, 2, 3. I end up on the house. Now again, this jumps back up, which is good. This jumps back up, which means I'm only down 2 life levels, which makes my speed go back up, which is good. But, oh yeah, and I don't have to worry about food or water. But again, I'm in that situation again. This goes down to 1. I'm basically going to die. If I roll a 6 here and I have to move off this hex, I'm going to be dead. So let's just do it. 3. No encounter. Whew. Okay, this goes back up to 6. And as much as I hate to do it, I got to stay here a couple days to reset myself. So let's hope for the best. Okay, here we go. We stay overnight. Is there an encounter? There's not. This goes up. This goes up. That goes there. Okay. Again, we stay another night. Is there an encounter? No. That goes to there. We stay another night. Is there an encounter? No. Whew. Okay, my speed's all the way back up now. Now I'm back where I took that risk the last time, and you know what? She's going to do it because it's all or nothing at this point. No encounter. Perfect. Okay, so we are reset back up to full speed. Spent a lot of extra days in the field because of this, but, you know, sometimes you got to do it. At this point, too, you know, at first I thought I was going to maybe run over here and try to get some extra treasure, but I don't know if that's even a good idea. It is possible, but I think I'm going to, I'm trying to decide if I should get this one. This one's right here, right? That makes the most sense for me to do. But this one is not impossible to get. Actually, I don't know. This one is not impossible to get. It might be impossible to get. Because remember, even at the best thing, I can only move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoosh. It would be tight. I think I'm just going to get the one map and leave. You know, sometimes you gotta, next expedition, assuming this map is decent, she'll have enough money to come in for with two dice, which makes all the difference in the world, man, having the 2 dice. Okay, so here we go. Roll d6. I'm moving off the hex today. 4. 4 allows me to turn once. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can't get that because I only have 6 movement and it costs 2 to get into that square. So I'm stopping there. Now, again, you could say, well, you're not allowed to stop. But I am because I can only turn once, right? So I crashed myself into it. Okay, so this goes down to 5. Food goes down 1. Did I find any water? I did not. Water goes down 1. Yeah, she just had bad luck with the water and food and stuff, so I feel like the destiny is telling me not to do this. And we are still in the clear, so is there a wandering monster? There's not. Okay, so day passes. We're going to get that treasure tomorrow. Sorry, not the treasure. We're going to get the map. She wishes to get the treasure. Okay, so next day. Again, here's where I'm really hoping for like a 6 because that'll give me a lot of opportunity to move around and stuff. 5. Okay. It's not great, but I think my best bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to do this so I end up in the plane because I don't want to risk any more. So 1, 2. We flip that over. Ooh, that's a especially marked one. So that's magic and that's a good treasure map. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can only turn once. So I end up here. 6. No food. Did I find water? I did. Okay, good. Whew, that's right at the edge there. So no food, but I did find water. Is there an encounter? I'm in the plains. There's an encounter on us. Oh, this goes down to 4. I think she's pretty good unless I have another one of those crazy encounters with the... It's the flyers, man. They really get you. All right, encounter. 4. No encounter. Another day passes. Wow, she's already... Last time she was only in the field for 10 days. She's in the field now for... It's been 16 days at this point because of all that rest she had to do. And like I say, I don't think it's possible, even if I roll really well, to get this map and then also get off over here. Although there is a path here. Let me just see where I'm at. My movement's almost certainly going to drop down to 5, though, in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be 2 more days, which will drop down to 3, and then 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, whoosh. I'd have to get really lucky. Or I could go back to the house and try to recharge and don't go through the... You know what? If I roll a 6 here, I'll take that as a sign that I should go for it. And I'm going to try to get back up to that house. If not, I'm just going to leave the map. 2. All right, nope. That's the worst possible case. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next move, I'm off the board, assuming that nothing happens here. I did not get food. Did I find water? I did not. Okay, so my movement is going to drop to 5. That's only important because, again, we have to check now. This is going to 3. Is there an encounter? 6. Yes, there is. So close. Okay. Rolling a d8 to see what kind it is. Let's hope it's not a flyer. 7. Oh no, 7 might be a dragon. Oh no, in the plains, 7's animals. Okay. So the way that I'm going to do this is we're going to see if they're like giant animals or just regular animals. And I'm just going to make it a 50-50 chance. So high, it's a giant. Low, it's regular. Yeah, it's regular animals. I'm going to roll on the basic animal chart. 9. Scorpions. Okay, so there's like a swarm of scorpions here. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, they're not like tiny little scorpions, but they're not like giant scorpions. So what we do is when we come for any kind of animals, there's small insects or animals, and then there's large insects and animals. So we're going to go small. There's 6 to 36 of them, which is why they'd be very dangerous if we were actually fighting anything. But the mapper does not fight. I know that some people have said, oh, maybe the mapper should have a weapon and fight and stuff, but as a single character, it just doesn't make it. Oh, this is not good. Okay, because you want a high number with the evasion because it helps you to get away. Okay, so we've got basically 11 out of 36. That's like a third. So we're still over 25%, which is good. Okay, so 25 to 60%. We have a 70% chance of avoiding them. So here we go. Let's just see what happens. 78. The good thing is they're not twice as fast as us. So they're not going to follow us, but we are going to have to move. I'm dropping this down to 2. So it's only going to happen for 1 turn, but 1. Okay, it just moves us 1 this direction. They don't follow us the next day. So no matter what I roll here, I should be good. Well, we'll do everything. We drop down 1 life level. This goes to a C. Did I find water? I did not. Okay, let's see if we get off the map. We should. We're right here. So we have 5 movement. 3. So 1 off the map. All right. So that was. Oh, I didn't add an extra day for that one for the movement. Oh, we actually only had half our movement that day, but it's fine. It was only 2 moves to get off the map. Okay, so that was a total of 10, 15, 18 days in the field. They left on February 21st. Okay, so to the 28th of February would be 7 days. So then that'd be what, March 11th? Okay, so now the final thing we need to work out here is what kind of map this is. So we look in Monster and Treasure. We already know that it's a good map. So it's Magic and Treasure map. Before I do that, let me just quickly mark where this map is. So the way I do this is I measure it up, down, and side to side. So we're looking at 5 inches up, roughly, and looks like it's closer to this side. So I just measure right from the end of the map. Looks like 10 1/4. So the way I do these maps, I have my little thing here. So it's 10.25. So this way when I go to find it again, 10.25 this way, 5 up, and I'll be able to locate that map again. Now it's Magic and Treasure. So it's right here. We're going to roll a D8. Four. Map to number 7. Let me just make a note here. So sometimes this is. So in this location, there's another map. Oh, 2 maps. Oh no. Okay. Map to number 7 treasure, and number 6 treasure is actually there. Okay. So number 6 magic rather. So number 6 magic is 3 items with no swords. Oh, okay. And number 7. 10 to 60 gems, which is a D6 times 10. So 40 gems. And 2 to 20 jewelry. 13 jewelry. Okay. So I'm going to roll up the value of all this and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've done all the calculations here on our map. And you can see I got a few things listed on here. Number 1, the location, right? Up in the upper right-hand corner, I also have the date, 3/11, of when they come back to town. The price to buy the map, $7.92. And then we have what's here. Potion of Longevity. We've got 2 spell scrolls. One is Detect Invisible. The other one has Part Water, Light, and ESP. There's also a map to a ton, like almost 50,000 gold pieces worth of treasure. So the way I did this is normally the mapper gets 0.5% of the gold piece value in experience points and 0.25% as far as the sale value. But I actually cut that in half for the gems and jewelry because it's only a map to those things. So they didn't get quite as much. Now, OD&D doesn't really have an experience point or sale thing for magic items. So you can probably see here in the back, I busted out the old DMG, which told me that the Potion of Longevity was worth about 1,000 gold pieces to sell, and the scrolls were worth about 300 gold pieces per spell level to sell. So that basically gives us our our setup as to what we've got. Now our mapper, in the end, she was able to, reading my terrible handwriting, I'm sure, she made 1,634 experience points. Adding to what she already had gives her 4,360 experience points, which puts her on level 3 because they use fighter leveling. She only got 792 gold pieces, but adding that to her 836 that she had left when I took the 863 minus the 27, basically it gives her about 1,653 gold. Because it costs $500, 500 gold pieces I should say, because it costs 500 gold pieces per die to go in the field and she's 3rd level, theoretically she could spend 1,500 gold pieces. I think that will work out. It's going to be tight because remember she has to have living expenses too, but next time she goes out she's going to have at least 2 if not 3 dice, which is going to make a huge difference because as you saw we probably could have easily gotten one more map had we had that extra die. So having 2 dice is huge. So when she goes back out, again we'll give her a month of rest, and when she goes back out again, we'll see what happens.